Hi, I'm Laura Starling, and this is Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. Basketball gave him life. Nike made it right. It was their call that changed it all and made way for his role without a basketball. We have Lou Da Silva Jr.
Pleasure. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime. It's my pleasure.
So who is Lou Da Silva Jr.?
Louis TRIKZ Da Silva is pretty much an inner city kid. Growing up in any inner city, any race, color, ethnicity, tall, short, skinny or small, big or fat, it doesn't matter. It's just a kid who takes whatever God's given him and tries to make the best out of it and parlay that into bigger opportunities. Coming from inner city and being raised. My dad came from Portugal, my mom's an Italian descent. Soccer was life. I got influenced with the culture of basketball and hip hop.
Right.
First one in my generation, and had a passion for it and practiced really, really hard to be great at it and use that to open other doors.
So where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, in the outskirts outside of North New Jersey. If anybody knows the metropolitan area, super congested, city after city, very industrial, but it's a place I call home.
So you played point guard.
I did.
So that's where you got your handles from?
Yeah.
Because that requires a lot of practice.
It does. Practice makes, I tell people all the time, practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent, right? So
Right.
You practice something long enough, it'll be embedded where you can do it with your eyes closed.
So how did you feel when you got the phone call from Nike to represent their freestyle ad campaign?
Yeah, it was so surreal. Being 18 years old, I remember I got a call from a good personal friend of mine, Wally Dixon, who was at And1. And1 was a movement where they were picking street ball players to promote a sneaker brand. First time anybody's ever done that. It happened around the 98, 99. They had the Rafer Alston, Skip to My Lou. Main Event was another, I guess, pioneer of it. And he had given me a call watching me in Linden, New Jersey, and Elizabeth, this town right next to each other. He was, outside playing, inner city basketball. And he was like, Louis, called a buddy of mine. I was like, we want Louis to be in this audition. I think it'll be perfect for him with his dribbling skills. I was always known to be, flashy and have this ball handling skills that
Right.
many didn't, obtain. And also being, 5'11", pretty much white kid, just like it wasn't something you would see every day, and you think, this would be perfect for TV to highlight something that looked like it was suburbia, but yet inner city swag,
Right.
So he gave me an opportunity to go to an open audition, and man, the room filled up. It was full of NBA players that I have recognized from the NBA trying to get into this ad, and what they were trying to display was inner city New York dribbling, that were going to be the lead of a Nike campaign without being an NBA athlete, and they weren't going to show no logos or no
Right.
sneakers.
Wow.
So I was so nervous. I went there with my dad. My palms are sweaty. I was 18 years old. So I just started doing my basketball tricks. Next thing you know, I turned around, the room filled back up. I guess one person told another person, and everybody was just like, where's this kid from? The camera stopped. My dad wasn't fazed because he saw me do it so much. Breaking
Right, so he
windows,
was
breaking
like-
screen doors. He's like, I see him do it all the time. He probably had a cigarette in his hand for all I know. My pops is so nonchalant, old school. So I went back to where I was working a part-time job in Athlete's Foot. This is in 2001.
Athlete's Foot.
Remember that? I don't even
I don't even think they exist.
if they do,
anymore.
shout out to Athlete's Foot. This is in Woodbridge, New Jersey. So I was selling sneakers, and my phone rings, and they, so hello, this is Louis from Athlete's Foot. How can I help you? Yeah, this is such and such. I forgot the name, but can we speak to Louis? Speaking. How can I help you? Well, you went to the Nike ad campaign. We would like to try to. I think you've been chosen a select few to come to the. I hung up the phone thinking it's a buddy of mine trying to pull a prank.
Yeah.
That phone rings again. Louis Da Silva again. Athlete's Foot. How can I help you? Yeah, we got disconnected, and that's when I was like, "Is this for real?"
This
It's
real.
like, your heart starts to race. They're like, "Well, yeah, you've been selected, one of the few." So I'm like, I can. Yeah, we need you here tomorrow.
Right.
And the story of Queens at like
Wow.
9 a.m. So I asked my boss, he was like, you can't take the day off. So I kind of gave him my notice the same day.
Yeah, that was the best movie
But you
ever
don't
made.
know, but you're like, man, you don't know how to respond. You're just going with emotion. Man, I pretty much just rocked the stage to the point that the director, Paul Hunter, was like, just let this kid do what he wants to do. The cameras keep rolling, everybody be quiet. Just don't stop. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do everything I do in the backyard. A month later, I get a call from a street ball legend, Malloy Naismith, which is the future, and was like, Lou, did you watch TV? I'm like, nah, I think I was probably at 7-Eleven with a Slurpee. I'm 18 years old at home.
Right, exactly.
You got a commercial ad by yourself. This is during the 76ers and LA Lakers finals game.
Wow.
And every 20 seconds, the commercial aired. It became Nike's biggest campaign in, I think, 30 years.
Absolutely.
Cover of Time magazine, front page of Wall Street Journal. Had no idea.
I remember that commercial. But you were the youngest non-athlete endorsed by Nike.
Yeah, 18 years old.
18 years old.
Yeah, to ever sign an endorsement deal with Nike, and that was kind of the highlight. What Wall Street Journal, I revenued Nike almost $300+ million in 30 days, and never laced up for an NBA game.
How did you transition? Because everything was basketball prior to your acting.
Right.
How did you transition? How did you get that first part where they didn't see you as an athlete twirling the ball into a role?
That was a very good question. After the Nike ad, I ended up shooting in a multi-year endorsement deal with Nike. I did about 12, 13 other commercials, somewhat even Spike Lee with Mountain Dew, and I was like, okay, I think I have a passion to be in front of a camera because it's considered entertaining when I had no idea. I mean, I had turned down Calvin Klein commercials. I remember Madonna had called me to be her lead guy in a video, and I turned it down, not knowing the potential because I just wanted to play ball. I thought I was going to be in the NBA, and I didn't have the guidance. But, slowly started to be like, okay, I think I found something I like to do. And after 12, 13 commercials, I had an opportunity to kind of transition. I said, you know what, what's the next step? Is to be in films, right?
Right, absolutely.
And there wasn't a lot of basketball films. As auditions come up periodically, it's not like it happens every single day. I was like, you know what, let me try to see what I can do and try to parlay into film. And thankfully had my first opportunity in 2007 with Neil Jordan in The Brave One with Jodie Foster and Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
And I think Neil Jordan came to one of the basketball games that I was performing at the New York Knicks. And I was doing all the halftime shows and saw me perform there. And that kind of opened up the dialogue. It's like breaking the ice, seeing somebody outside of an audition room. And the movie did #1 in the box office on my first feature.
And that's awesome because Jodie Foster, everybody knows who she is.
Right.
And to be in a major film like that, coming from Nike basketball commercials, that's like...
It never happens.
It never happens.
No.
Absolutely. Now, you have a long list of movies, and I'll have to go through them. But you've been in Fast and Furious 5, starring Vin Diesel.
Right.
Dead Man Down is right-hand man of Terrence Howard.
Right.
The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCartney. Convergence, American Heist, which I love.
Right.
Absolutely. And the list goes on. And I have to definitely hit a couple of credits. You were on Power.
Right.
Okay. Person of Interest, Law and Order, Criminal Intent. The list goes on. You have a new film coming out with John Travolta.
Right.
Which is based on the life of New York City Gambino crime family. What is your character in the movie?
So I'm playing a character, Dr. Carmine. When the opportunity came up for the John Gotti film, he had called me personally. He was like, listen, I have a couple of opportunities. Some that you pretty much known to play well, a villain, and then I have something that's completely different that you never played, but I know you can kill it. I said, so what is it? He said, a doctor. I'm like,
exactly, because
doctor?
I'm used to you being a badass.
Are you sure? Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I know you can kill it. You have a different energy about you, and it hasn't been highlighted, and I have the opportunity to put you in a plateau that nobody else pretty much will early on. And I was like, listen, you tell me what you think you best suited for me to be in and you would want me to be in it, and I will make it happen. He was like, I want you to play the doctor. Fine. I shaved my facial hair, shaved my head, got as clean cut as I could to cover up the tattoos.
Tattoos, which I noticed.
I played his medical practitioner, and that's a very small role, but one thing I like about this, probably arguably one of my smallest roles, but one of my most important. I like this role so much more because it's a small role, but I am going to open avenues for other individuals that want to get into the industry, and that's why we started Starnomics Company, and Brittany Andrews has been very helpful, and she's very vocal in the city. She's my, creative visionaire officer and knows this market really well, and our objective is to show light to individuals who are inspiring, who want to grow up, kids that are tattooed up and think they don't have an opportunity. They do. with a little bit of cover up, you can be whoever you want. I'm playing a medical practitioner and I'm an inner city kid from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Who said you can't be anybody?
Fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to say to you, welcome to the Queen City.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love Queen City, and Charlotte's a new home for me and my family. I have a 3-year-old, the fiance, and this seems to be home now. It's 7:04.
So what was a message that you want to leave with your fans?
You know, you hear it all the time, never give up, you know, listen to it, but they're like, okay, what does that mean, never give up? Right. Pretty much one day at a time. Make every day your best day, and before you know it, man, I remember being 18 years old with a multi-year Nike endorsement deal, and I look back now, I'm like, man, 10 years went by. All I remember is memories. Enjoy every single day, and before you know it, it's gonna fly by. Enjoy the ups and downs and the struggles, because without the struggles, it doesn't make your skin tough.
Right, absolutely. But how can fans follow you?
So they can follow me on all social platforms. I'm on Instagram at Luis, L-U-I-S, and then I used my street ball name to get me where I got to be, which was TRIKZ, because I had a lot of tricks with the basketball. TRIK as in kite, Z as in zebra. So Luis TRIKZ. Twitter, same Luis TRIKZ, and you know, Snapchat, Facebook. They can also check me out, LuisDaSilvaJr.com or Starnomics.com, which is my entertainment company.
You heard it all, guys, right here from Lou TRIKZ da Silva.
Yep.
Yeah, he started with the ball game. Now he's in the film game. Right. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been wonderful.
Queen City Fame, thank you so much for the opportunity, and look forward to seeing you time and time again.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Well, that's our show, guys. This has been Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen.
That's right.
And the F in Fame.
Starnomics Company, baby. Check it out.
See you next time.
Yep.
Hi, I am Rachel Brown and I am a model. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am the youngest of 3 children. I have an older brother and an older sister. Growing up as the baby was interesting. They would say I was spoiled, I would say I was not. And I was the brunt of a lot of their jokes, but that's just what older brothers and sisters do. I stayed in Raleigh all the way up until I was about 30, so I went to elementary, middle, and high school there. I actually left high school my junior year. High school just really wasn't for me, my personality, everything, it just didn't fit. And there were also some episodes of bullying that happened that I thought I need to remove myself from that situation. So I actually got my GED. And from there, I got a career, I went to college, and now I have my master's in accounting and finance. And I'm able to have a career that I really love, and that's able to fund my dream of modeling that I do now, as well as take care of my 2 beautiful, beautiful little boys that I have. I was introduced to fashion by my big sister, Nicole. She was always into fashion. She's 8 years older than I am. And back then in the 80s, where they had the hair and the big earrings and the bright colors, and I remember specifically the double socks that people used to wear that matched their outfits. And I remember my sister really wanting me to like embrace the fashion. And as a young person, I did not care about fashion. I was interested in running and playing behind my brothers and his friends. I didn't care what my hair looked like or what my clothes looked like. But I still remember to this day, my sister kind of reiterating how important fashion was and how much she was into it. And then gradually, as I got older, I started being into it as well. What I find really interesting about the modeling industry is that there are so many different aspects of it. Like there are so many different avenues that you could take when you're modeling. You have your runway, you have your print, you have your high fashion ready to wear, you have catalogs, you have even now social media, because this is the day of times where we're in now, is that Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, everything kind of goes into modeling now. And a big thing that interests me is the wide range that you see nowadays in the modeling industry. It's just not sizes 0 to 2 anymore. I remember my first photo shoot. It was actually here in Charlotte. I lived in Raleigh at the time. I was about 20 years old. Came to Charlotte, didn't have anything in my model bag that I was supposed to have. We walked uptown for quite a while. I did not have flip-flops. I had heels on the whole time. My feet were killing me. I didn't know anything about facial expressions or angles or like where to turn my head for lighting. I was a complete novice and I was so nervous. And but I got through it. I look back at some of those pictures now and you could tell how inexperienced I was. Like some of the angles and everything, I was like, ooh, I would never pose like that now. But you know, you always have to start somewhere. I prefer runway over print photography. And the reason I prefer it is because I feel like I get to be myself. You're more in the moment when you do runway. From the time you're being backstage with all the energy and all the other models to when you're waiting for your turn and you're kind of getting excited and anxious at the same time. And then I know for me, as soon as I start walking like behind that curtain before the audience even sees you, it's just like a calm comes over me and I get into diva mode. So it's almost like my alter ego is what's walking on the runway, and it's just a really good feeling. I consider myself a plus size model to an extent. Maybe a few years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, I would be categorized as a plus size model. But as I was saying, the wide range of plus that there is nowadays, just saying you're a plus size just leaves a lot to the imagination. I actually started using the term curve model, which a lot of agencies have started using as well. It kind of defines more of your body shape than the number size that you are. So like in modeling, a lot of times plus size is a size 10 and up or 12 and up, depending on what agency you're with. But now, me being a size 16, I'm a different 16 than another size 16, if you know what I mean, like depending on our height and our body type. So now they have this division called curve models where it's more of like a kind of a curvy shape. So I've started using that going forward. When it comes to my body, the part that I really like the most are my legs. I've always had long, thicker legs. I've never really wanted to have thinner legs. I just never have. I feel my sexiest right after I've had a nice long shower, I've washed my hair, I've done a really great workout beforehand. Whenever I work out, I just feel like really sexy and powerful. And so then coming in and washing all that grime off, I feel really sexy when I step out the shower. If I were to describe myself in 3 words, I would first and foremost say a mother, because that's what I am. That's a huge part of me. I would say I'm free-spirited, and I am very focused. I have a couple of goals I would like to achieve in the modeling industry. I would love to be signed to a national modeling agency. That's a big one for me. And I would love to one day walk into a major store, whether it be Walmart or Target or Lane Bryant or Torrid, and see my picture on the wall in a poster advertising some of their clothing. And then I would do something very cheesy, like take a selfie with it. But that's just what I do. But those are the 2 things that I would love to do.
I'm Laura Starling, and this is Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. Radio personality, mentor, and community leader. The one, the only. It's your girl, Nikki.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I've been dying to say that.
It's all good.
It's like one of those things I hear you all the time, and I'm like, I want to say it just like she says it. Who are you? Who is your girl, Nikki?
Your girl, Nikki, is animated. She's fun, loves to be around the kids, especially my girls that I mentor. She's successful. She's just an all-around girl of faith. That's what I would say.
So where'd you grow up?
Roxborough, North Carolina.
Who?
Roxborough.
Okay, now, for all the people that don't know, where is Roxborough, North Carolina?
Roxborough, North Carolina. Shout out to the borough. You know, the real borough. That's thorough, okay? No, but Roxborough is about 20 minutes from Durham. So it's in like the Durham, Raleigh, Roxborough area, Hillsborough, Oxford.
Okay. Okay, so did y'all have a mall there?
No mall.
No mall.
We had to drive to Durham 30 minutes away to get to the mall. Yeah, but it was interesting. It's a little country town, 13 stoplights. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody waves.
Okay, so you couldn't get into any trouble because they would know your mom.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Or my dad, or say you look like one of them girls, or you know what I'm saying, so. Yeah.
So what university did you go to? Did you stay local?
I went to Winston-Salem State.
Oh, Winston-Salem State. Give them a shout out.
Yeah. Hey, what up, SU Rams? What up, though?
So kind of what led you into a career in radio? Because I wonder, did you go to school for radio or did you just transition into radio?
I wanted to actually be a dance choreographer because being in Roxborough is not a lot to do.
Right.
So you got, dance class, you got sports, that's probably it. So I took tap, ballet, jazz from like the age of 3 till I graduated high school. Wanted to go to dance school to be a dance choreographer, open up my own studio, everything. And I didn't get accepted into the school that I wanted to go to.
Okay.
And my mom says, you like to run your mouth. Go to school for talking.
Are
and I
you
said,
kidding?
okay. No, I'm not. She's going to say, I didn't say that. But she did say that. She always says, don't tell people that. But she said that.
Wow.
So I ended up going to Winston-Salem State, majoring in communications. And the radio came about because I needed an internship. So my junior year, my cousin happened to work for a news station, knew some radio people, and that's how I got on radio.
That, just like that, just you knew somebody and you was on radio.
Yep.
Okay, so you didn't have a struggle. I don't like that. You know,
No,
everybody has to go through a struggle.
no. That was an internship. So it was still a struggle to get the internship.
Okay.
Because I had to still prove myself to the company and to the program director to let them know, like, I really want this internship.
You as a female in the radio industry, do you feel like you have to go above and beyond all the
Yes,
time?
all the time, even now.
Even
with
now?
women, yeah, men and women.
Even now, because you have, 11 years in the industry?
11 years.
And even now. Wow. So do you think being beautiful is an advantage or a disadvantage in the radio industry?
I think it's both. Okay, so for instance, like clubs. I've been in the game 11 years. I've had moments where the club owner would say, well, I want Nikki to do the club. And it was, I mean, it just is what it is.
Right.
And it was never any shade to anybody. It was just like, I like her voice. She's cute. She bring the people out. The guys want to see her, so we want her at our club.
Right.
So it has its advantages. And the disadvantage will probably be when you see people, I had an instance where this female that I work with in radio, told me, you're not going to take my job just because you think you cute.
Wow.
And I'm like, who said I wanted your job, first of all?
Exactly.
And thank you, I'm cute, okay. But nobody said I wanted your job. I'm working, I'm here every day just like you. Mm-hmm. I'm going above and beyond. And this is during my internship, she said this to me.
Wow. So do you think that in the radio industry for men, do you think there's a lot of competition like that with them as well, or you think it's just more on a female basis?
I think it's female.
See, I do too. And that's just my opinion. And it's unfortunate because it just seems like that there's enough room for everybody.
It is. It's enough money for everybody to eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why you have to hone in on your talent and your passion, because what I do, the next person may not do.
Exactly.
I came in as a production intern, so I came in doing commercials. And there are not a lot of females that want to do commercials and voice them and produce them, so you just got to hone in on what your talent is and your passion is and get your money that way.
So what do you think is the most challenging part of your job?
The most challenging part of my job would be balancing spirit and flesh.
Would you elaborate on that?
I will elaborate on that. It's hard sometimes because I'm in hip hop. So people, they see me and they're like, oh, she's hip hop, she listens to the music, she's all into this world. But they don't know I go home at night and I listen to gospel music. Mm-hmm. And I pray every morning and I read and I go to church and I do all these things. So it's very difficult sometimes to balance your spirit with your flesh because it's constantly battling. So I do all this in the morning and then I come in here and I listen to songs that they ratchet. I mean, it is what it is. It's
Right.
ratchet music. So I have to make sure that I stay focused on where I'm supposed to be, what God wants for me, opposed to what the world wants for me. And that's hard. And it's been so hard sometimes that in 2013, I actually quit my radio job. And this is actually my first full-time job since 2013 back on radio.
Wow. So you just disappeared.
Pretty much.
So who would you say is your most memorable guest that you've had here on Power 98?
Since I've been at Power, Dave East was probably my best interview because he was just really natural, really like just fun. And we played games and just was like we had known each other forever. So he was a cool interview.
Now you were just named Radio Personality of the Year by the National Broadcast Association in North Carolina. Now what was the first thing that went through your mind when you found out that you got that award?
I was just like, wow. Like, I was like, wow, like everything that I've done in the community, like someone noticed it. And
yeah.
I don't do it for recognition. Like, I don't care if people see it or they don't see it. I would just want people to see what I do and want to do the same thing to help out the kids.
Right.
Because I mentor like maybe 20 girls.
Is this like throughout the year?
I've been mentoring them since September of last year.
Wow.
So I've been here, it'll be 2 years in February. So I was the only child, and I grew up in Roxborough, and I didn't have a lot of, cool females that come through and kick it with me that were on the radio.
Right.
So I'm like, I got this huge platform. Like, let me go talk to these girls and just bond with them and build with them. So it was wow. And then I just thought about my girls, like, wow.
What advice would you give a female wanting to enter the radio industry? Because you got 11 years.
If I would tell them if they were in college to intern as soon as possible. So my intern now, Naja, she's actually a sophomore, which is really good that she's exploring radio at an early stage. Because like I said, I didn't do it till my junior year. And then I just was like, okay, I don't want to do nothing else. I'm going to just do radio. But I would tell anybody that wants to get into radio to intern at as many different media outlets, from radio to news, TV, everything, PR.
Oh, wow.
Newspaper, just to see what they want exactly.
Right.
So then they can put their all into that one thing.
Well, let everybody know, where can fans follow you on your social media outlets? Okay,
so I'm on social media, IG at your girl Nikki. That's YA. You know what I'm saying? Not New York. Yeah. Your girl Nikki on Instagram, same on Facebook, and Snapchat. Just add a 704 and you can find me.
Thank you so much, Nikki, for letting us crash you here at the studio.
No problem. It's been fun.
And congratulations again on your pregnancy.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to seeing the brand new baby girl.
Yes, I'm so excited.
All right, guys, this is our show. I've had a wonderful time hanging out with your girl, Nikki. I love saying that. I'm Laura Starling, and this is Queen City Fame, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. See you next time.
What's up? This is your girl Sexton, aka Young Flexton, from all the way down under Australia, and you need to go get my new single Flexton, out now on all streaming platforms. When I'm in Charlotte, I am Queen City Fame.
They want a young souls now, they want Flexton. Flexton, my name is Flexton. Look at my wrist game now, I've been flexing.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl Naomi Charnel, and I am the diva with the T, and that's TEE, True Entertaining Empowerment. And I am here for Queen City Fame, for the underground, where we put the Q in Queen and the F in Fame. And I am here with this beautiful young lady, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself to you all.
What's up? Well, my name is Sexton, aka Young Flexton.
So let's get into it. How did you become interested in music?
When I was a kid, my dad used to play a lot of music around me. My family has been in music, and he would always pull out pots and pans and start making drums, and we would just start singing, and then I went to pick up the guitar, and then it just kind of started from there, and I just forever loved music.
Okay. So who would you say have been some artists that have influenced you?
Kanye West, Drake, Missy Elliott, Tupac was a huge one for me. I sing and rap, so there's different. I also dance, so there's the Ushers and the Janets, and so there's different inspirations for different things.
Okay, do you have like a artist that you would consider your favorite, or who you would see yourself, you would like to see yourself working with?
I really can't say a favorite. I really don't know who I would say. It all depends on my mood, who I want to listen to. There's people for the time, there's people for endless time, you know, so I really can't say one person.
Okay.
I really can't.
All right, so tell us what your music is about, what your album is about that you have coming out now.
Okay, so last year I had a song that went top 10 on urban radio in the country. That's with my homie TRIKZ, and that was called Space. That was all about being in a situation or a relationship where you felt like you needed some space from someone. You love them and you hate them at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. And then now I've just put out a 3-song EP called SEXTON, which is a play off my name, Sexton. So I have 3 songs. There's a song called SEXTON, which is all about flexing and having fun, me, my fashion, just who I am as a person. Tiptoe is just another fun joint about, you know, basically having the confidence to be yourself and people trying to copy what you do. And then the 3rd song is called Never Enough, which is basically the idea of being in a situation where you're giving your emotional, spiritual, financial, physical all to somebody that just can't see your worth or is just not really appreciating you. And so really for me, I just take real life experiences I'm going through, from parties to heartbreak to pain, loss, fear, and I put them all into my music. I just really try to be as raw and transparent as I can be.
So what do you have coming up next, or where are you touring?
Yeah, so right now this is my first time in Charlotte. I do a lot of recording in Atlanta, and I live in LA, so there's different cities I'm going through and building. I've just been to Detroit. I do a lot of high school shows and different shows coming up. I actually just collaborated the other day with Lil Donald. He has a song called Do Better, which I think is a great record for women, so look that up. And so we're about to shoot the video for that. Just collaborating with different artists, booking shows, dropping more music, just building the wave, getting bigger.
That is amazing. So let everybody know how they can reach out to you, or follow you, find you.
Yeah. All of my social media is the same. I keep it easy, even my YouTubes, my SoundClouds. You can look me up, which is Sexton, SEXTON, but all of my social media is Snow Queen Sexton.
Snow Queen Sexton. I want to thank you for coming on the Underground for Queen City Fame and spending time with me today.
Yes.
All right, everybody, you heard it here, the Underground.
Yeah. JHLMG. Fresh. Yeah. What are you doing? 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 Yeah. Talk is cheap. What you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? What are 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 you doing? Yeah. Talk is cheap. What you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? Let's go. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. That truth I'm pursuing. Next level higher, we moving. Order my steps and be chosen. Life aiming, trying to bring the doom. Sorry, I will not play the fool. Media say we a bunch of goons. Street fighters, killing right you. I'm running this race till I'm out of breath. Giving my all till there's nothing left. On a new adventure, Johnny Quest. No need a question, we are the best. Yeah, yell I'm all in. Burgundy fluid has covered my sin. My God is great, watch him do it again. Victory's mine, we already win. Yeah, from heaven to earth. Bringing his will from heaven to earth. Made in his image from heaven to dirt. You are important, so know what you worth. They're talking about Rugers, taking a life at the hand of a shooter. Nothing but bull like a smell of manure. I can go on, but you know what you're doing. Why not be an inspiration? Why not give out motivation? Why not be a generation that's doing more than conversating? Why not be an inspiration? Why not give out motivation? Why not be a generation that's doing more than conversating? What are you doing? 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 Talk is cheap. What you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? What are 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 you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? Let's go. Yeah, rolled up to a scene. Yeah, walked to a fiend. They looking so glazed over, sharing this hope they became sober. Yeah, walk that blue line, 5 on plus 2 more. Realize real quick though, our system is so cold. Tell me what more can I do? When I was blue, suspects were black. Day after day after day after day. Look at them stats, all of them black. Oh my, speak truth in the wrong tone. 6 weeks no pay, now go home. Good cop speak up, now he's gone. Looking at me like I'm King Kong. Can't look at the black like an enemy. Gotta have empathy, restoring families. Gotta do more to respond to tragedies. I know, who cares if they mad at me? You got abilities, opportunity to shift communities. Empower youth from lies of truancy. Inspire hope like Martin Luther King. You can be the one to spark a dream. Why not be an inspiration? Why not give out motivation? Why not be a generation that's doing more than conversation? Why not be an inspiration? Why not give out motivation? Why not be a generation that's doing more than conversation? What are you doing? 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 Yeah. Talk is cheap. What you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? What are 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 you doing? Yeah. Talk is cheap. What you doing? Talk is cheap. What you doing? Let's go.
God has a calling over your life. What are you doing? Just do it! Do it! Do it! Just do it! On the cross! Do it! You have been waiting for too long, sitting in a pew. God has called you to get outside of these 4 walls. Do it! Do it!
Queen City fame serving up at the Mound. Make hits like the Panthers, pound after pound. Keep that southern energy, there's more to go around. Jay the God in the biz and I'm coming for the crown.
They know my name in the Queen City. I make it rain in the Queen